Hi YouTube. This is super awkward. I've never spoken to a camera before on my own, so excuse me. But I thought I'd sit down and just chat through a few commonly asked questions that we get and just sort of introduce this community to who we are and what we do, why we do it, how we got here, just all that kind of stuff. So I wrote down a few questions based on some that we got from a question box over on Instagram. And the first one is who are we? Who am I? Who is Harley? Who is Pickle? So firstly, who am I? So I'm Abbey. If you talk to us on social media, you're probably talking to me. You might occasionally talk to Harley, but ultimately it'll probably be me. I am 27, I'm turning 28 in April. I'm originally from Auckland, did uni in Wellington, and then moved down to Christchurch, I think like 6 years ago. I was in the medical laboratory field back then, and when I moved to Christchurch, I decided to take a bit of a change of path and started working at Synlait, just in the manufacturing plant there, which is where I actually met Harley, my partner. And then after a few months of doing shift work there, which was pretty horrendous, I swapped over to the chemistry lab there, and then I worked in there for a couple of years before getting up to team lead status. Worked there in that role for maybe, I think, almost 2 years, and then I really wasn't enjoying it anymore. It was starting to take a big toll on my mental health, and Pickle's Pawtraits started to pick up around this time, so I left that and now work on this full time. That was about 6 months ago, probably the best decision I've made. There's definitely some days where I regret it, or not regret it, but sort of think, why did I do that? That was silly. But ultimately I think it was the right thing to do. The business is growing and doing well and giving me opportunity, pushing me outside of my comfort zone. And yeah, I mean, it's offering things that I never thought I could do. I've met people I never thought I'd meet, have friends that I wouldn't have had unless I'd left. Some days can be a bit lonely. Now I've got the camera to talk to. Oh, and Pickle, of course. She's down here. Oh, this is Pickle. She's very cute. She's very sassy. Pickle is turning 3 in a couple of days. So that tracks back to when we got her on the first day of the big lockdown in New Zealand, the level 4 lockdown. We went and picked her up that day. I had to sort of harass the lady to be like, let me pick her up today. She was only 7 weeks old. If I couldn't have picked her up then, I probably wouldn't have got her until she was God knows how old. So I'm glad that we did. She's definitely a bit of a little cow. But she's got a lot of personality and we love her so much, so glad we got her. Wouldn't change her for the world, eh, Pickle? But yeah, basically, so how did Pickle's Pawtraits start? Go back to that. It was just a random idea, actually. It was Harley's idea, actually, one day. Oh, just tracking back to that. So I've always been until recently, very anti-entrepreneurial. I want to do a 9 to 5, I want to be a business person, I want a stable career and all that kind of stuff. And he's always been very much, I want to work for myself, I want freedom, I want my own business. And I used to just be like, well, that's stupid, why do you want that? I don't want that. Until this sort of started kicking off, and then I was like, oh, I see it now, I understand. So it's funny that I'm now the one working full-time on it and he's stuck at work, which we want to change. That's a plan for the future. Where was I? Oh, how did it start? Yeah, basically we just had this idea. Obviously we'd had Pickle for about, 6 weeks at this point, and we'd started her a little Instagram, and we were starting to sort of get a feel for the Instagram community and enjoying it and realising it was full of really nice people. And then Harley had the idea, oh, why don't we try doing some portraits? So we did. We started doing them. We made a little website, and it just kind of snowballed from there, like really, really slowly at first. The first year of business, we did barely any portraits and we weren't putting that much effort into it. It was kind of very much a side thought and just something that we had ticking away in the background as just kind of like a hobby. But coming into year 2, I think it was, we started really ramping up and getting a significant amount of orders and it being more time consuming. A couple of big boosts we had. We were on ZM at the tail end of, I think it was 2020, on one of their fishy tank episodes. So we got onto the radio for that. It was very nerve-wracking. And that gave us a really big boost. We weren't set up at the point where we could handle very much at that stage. So if we had that opportunity over, we think we could make a lot more out of it, but you learn as you go. The next big opportunity we had was that we were on The Project, so TV3. They approached us and asked us to be part of their small business, I can't remember what it was called, but their small business TV show. And we did that. That again was friggin' nerve-wracking. We're both very introverted people and it was a lot for us, but we got through it. There's always that nagging part in the back of your mind that everyone's making fun of you. My sisters definitely are. But I know they support me at the end of the day, so oh well. But yeah, that was very nerve-wracking for us. But the TV3, The Project, was huge. It catapulted us in our in how many orders we were taking for the end of 2021, which was really cool. And then 2022 was really just self-built. So we spent a lot of time on social media. I spent a lot of time on Instagram, dabbling in TikTok, website upgrades. We've tried a lot of things that haven't worked. So like tried to do advertising in different ways, radio, what else? Magazines, that kind of stuff, and we found it just hasn't really worked for us. We've wasted a lot of money trying to figure out what worked for us. But I think we've really hit it this year. 2023 is going to be a big year for us because we think we've nailed what we need to do in terms of advertising and website and marketing and all of that stuff to optimize and to really gain traction. So it's taken them like 3 years to actually get to that point of what works for us and what's worth spending money on. We've definitely wasted a lot of money over the last couple of years. But yeah, it really has just snowballed from that little idea. It was very gradual and we like it to be gradual because if we'd gone too much too soon, we wouldn't have been able to keep that integrity that we really know that our community appreciates. We try and keep things very one-on-one, very personal. Pretty much every time you talk to any part of the process, it will be me or Harley. So we've tried to keep it very like intimate, I suppose, and make sure that you guys, the customer service is there. We're there for you. The whole point of the service is to produce something that you guys love. So I think that's a good win on our side to continue doing that. So I never want to grow so fast that I can't keep that up. That's a big thing for us. What else did I have? What are our goals for Pickle's Pawtraits? So I sort of just touched on that, but 2023 is really about broadening the community that we've built, making those sales consistent enough that we could hopefully bring Harley away from his full-time job as well. We do have a mortgage to pay. We are, we're fully functioning members of society, so we have all these things we need to pay for. So no one's funding us, it is completely us. So we do have to think about that primarily. But yeah, the number one goal is to get Harley away from work as well. Maybe get a premise this year, so somewhere where I'm not at home every day. I can go out to work, maybe take Pickle with me. Yeah, just that kind of thing will be really good for us in 2023, I think, to just expand and keep growing. Definitely we'll do a few more sit down videos like this. If there's anything in particular you guys want us to touch on, or me, you probably won't see Harley in these much, let me know and I can make a couple more videos with a bit more focus, I suppose. This is just me rambling. Sorry if this is really boring. I just wanted to introduce myself, give this a go, give this talking to a camera thing a go, because I don't know how it will go, how I'll feel about seeing myself talk to a camera. But yeah, give us some feedback, give us a follow if you found this interesting too, because there will be a lot more of this kind of stuff coming up, along with behind the scenes, how we make stuff, more Q&As if you have them, maybe more pickle content, like pickle centric, and alongside kind of more of me and who I am and what I do day to day and all of that as well, because ultimately this business is run by people. There's real people behind it, and I want you guys to see what it's like realistically running a business, the behind the scenes, the struggles we go through, the good times, just everything really, just everything that comes along with owning and running your own business. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me feedback below. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as well for more content. We're always looking to build the following over there. Check out the website too. I'm not verified on here yet, so I can't actually put links anywhere, but I'll put one down in the comments, so there'll be one comment there which links over to the website, and check out what we do. Yeah, and have a great rest of your day.